everyone, welcome back to another video. I am Mang-Kano, and today we have something special for you, a dish that I have never cooked before. We have Dinugian and Puto. Enjoy. Let's start preparing our Dinugian. This was a fun recipe to cook, something I've never done before. Something a little bit out of my comfort, using the stomach. But first we just want to get our red onion. We're just going to do a nice julienne on these onions. Got our garlic clove again. Just smash that with your palm to break apart those bulbs. We're going to use 5 cloves of garlic for this recipe. Once we have our cutting board cleaned off, we're going to go ahead and use the back of our knife to smash these to get the peels off. Once they are all clean, we're just going to go ahead and mince these up real fine. Again, I like to put a little bit of water on the garlic when you're chopping it up. Prevents the garlic from getting too sticky. Cuts real nice. Grab our knob of ginger. We're only going to use about a inch and a half size piece. Now you can go ahead and use the spoon trick to scrape off the outside, but I kind of want to cut off the outside so I have some nice straight edges, so I can go ahead and cut this ginger into strips. And grab our pork belly. Make sure your knife is nice and sharp. That skin can be tough to cut. And we're going to go ahead and slice these up into nice little 1/2-inch cubes. We have our stomach. This is the first time I have ever seen a stomach in this manner. Definitely an interesting product to cut, but kind of same thing as the pork belly. We want to get this cut down and cut it into about 1/2-inch cubes or chunks. Now we have all of our ingredients ready for the Dinugian, and we can go ahead and get ready to start cooking. First thing, we want to add some oil to the pan, just enough to coat the bottom. We're going to start off by sauteing our red onion. onions cook down a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add in our ginger and our garlic. Once we have that stirred in, we're going to go ahead and add our pork belly. Again, it's fine if it's overcrowded. We're going to be braising this down to get all that fat rendered out. Now we can add our stomach. Get that all mixed in nice and good. And then once we have that mixed in together, we're going to go ahead and put a Now we're going to add some water to this. We are going to be using 3 cups of water total. Go ahead and put a lid on it and let that braise for about 30 minutes. As you can see, the fat has rendered, starting to come to the top. At this point, we want to add our pepper and our salt. Again, you can season to taste. We use a half a teaspoon of each. Add our 3 bay leaves. Lid back on. So after about another 30 minutes of braising, you can see that sauce start to thicken up. Now we want to add our blood. Our pork's blood, to be specific. And after you add this, you would think that the sauce would be red, but it's going to turn it a nice dark black color. Perfectly fitting for this Halloween video. And now we're going to add a little bit of vinegar. As you can see, it's going to really darken up that blood. We're going to add 1 chili. Just to stew in there and a little bit of flavor. Lid back on. Braise that for another 30 minutes. And now our Dinugian is looking nice and dark and rich and fatty. And after that's cooked, now we can plate that up next to our Puto. You can see how dark and black looking that sauce is. Nice thing about cooking this down and letting it braise for about 30 minutes, it really cuts that. Here we have our Dinugian and our Puto with cheese on top. Hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, time to taste it. A little bit of the Puto. Just rip that up. And we're going to just dip it into the Dinugian. I should not be talking. Huh. 10 out of 10. You don't taste the blood, you don't taste the stomach,